All right, here with Maury head basketball coach Brandon Plummer. His Commodores survive a hard-fought one with the Kingsport Bulldogs, 47-46 in the Region 5B semifinals. You know, in Class 5, you were Region A, Region B. It's all hard basketball game to the end. You were down 10 in the second quarter, but it was nip and tuck the whole second half. You're up 11, it gets down to 1. Free throws kept them in the game, but your kids showed some excellent defense in the second half. I mean, you pretty much held Kingsport to just 6 field goals after halftime, which is unheard of with their offense.
Yeah, that's we know we always pride ourselves on defense. Every single year, that's our forte. That's our go-to defense is what's gonna do it. But I just told my guy, we all know this game is about a game of runs, and I just said we got to buckle down because they're trying to put us away, but we ain't gonna let them put us away. But we know it's gonna be a battle to the end.
I remember you winked back at me in the fall at the Sports Center in Virginia Beach. It was reminiscent of your former coach and mentor, Darren Stanley, when you said, Matt, I think we got the best point guard around, Adrian Newton. And tonight he showed in the second half, 19 points, 7 rebounds. He had the whole control, the flow of the game in the second half.
Yeah. And I mean, Adrian just aged me. He's been like that since he's been my point guard as a freshman. It was more so this year of getting him to really command his offense. I know a lot of times he's a very unselfish kid, but sometimes, you got to be selfish. It's selfless to me, you ask me, but he's very confident. And I just told him, just slow down a little bit. You get in the ball screen that you want. Just put him on your hip this time and then concentrate as you go to the basket.
Tell me a little bit about that, because when he was a freshman, he shone on the big stage against Highland Springs in a state championship game at the Siegel Center. I think it was his freshman year, maybe his sophomore year, I forget. But nonetheless, he did it then. Was it a part of keeping him humble and grounded, but also staying hungry to go score because he does get so many people involved? Is that part of it?
Yeah. And he has to be hard because he has to put that ball in the hole. In order for us to be quite successful, if he is looking to attack and still getting his teammates off, it's hard to just put one man in front of him and just guard him.
I thought two of the turning points for you, you tell me if I'm wrong, in this run here in Class 5 to make it back to states for a third straight year was A, a loss you had to Lansdowne or Virginia Preps Classic, overtime game, hard fought, lost it close, and then B, the win you had in overtime, double overtime against Lake Taylor, that game where C.J. Parker stepped up with some big outside shots, including the game winner. What has your team kind of grown and learned from those couple of battles and throughout the Eastern District the whole year to get to this point?
We always knew the whole season that we knew we had to fight in us. But it was some personal things and some life lessons that we had to go through and talk about to get the confidence in a lot of these guys. A lot of them was role players throughout their career, and it's time for them to step up. So, the confidence that I had to instill in these guys and the things that we had to go through really helped them out. And those 2 games that we played, we knew we had to tap in mentally, tough. And spiritually and physically, and they was able to go all the way there. And I keep telling these guys, man, you guys got something special over top of y'all. Y'all got to believe in it.
2 more for you to keep Darius Boston for them, number 3, 11 points, 7 rebounds, but no 3-point field goals. Was that a point of emphasis coming into this one? Keep them off the 3-point line.
Yes, yeah, because we know they run some sets, some real next level sets, to get them open. And it took me. I'm saying I got to call Coach Height later on. He had me up for long hours, trying to look at their stuff, man. But they run a lot of good sets for him to get them open. But we knew once he started putting it on the ground and A is up underneath, we know how much his defense is, tenacious. So it'd be hard for him to get it off.
Lastly, you'll play Woodside now for a 3rd consecutive year. You beat them in a crazy game 2 years ago in the regional semis at Scope. Lost to them last year, region championship. Lost to them in the state semis. Now you get them here at Norfolk State coming up on Friday night. What's it going to take to be at home for the state quarterfinals? And it's a pivotal game, and you could very well run into them again potentially. You never know.
It's going to be a dogfight, but we know we got to be poised with that ball. We know how much of pressure they apply to everybody picking you up full all night long. They send guys at you all night long. We know how aggressive they is going towards the basket. They got great pieces, but we got to be ready. We up for the task. My guys been wanting this. They've been wanting the rematch, so here it is.
Here it is. Maury's headed back to the state playoffs in Class 5 hoops. Thank you so much. All the best.
Sir, thank you.